And Holyfield.
Yeah, by the time that Lennox and Tyson fought, I didn't really care Tyson losing, but I was mad when Tyson lost to Douglas and he lost to Holyfield.
I'm not even looking at that Douglas fight. I don't want to get into politics of that fight. Douglas' mom.
Come on, no, don't do that.
I don't want to wake everybody up.
All right, but because you used to say these things that hardcore '90s Tyson fans will never admit that he lost to Douglas.
Listen, I'm gonna say this.
I used to feel the same way, but I'm like, it is what it is. He lost.
Let me give you something. That Douglas lost his mom. She was going through a thing with the mental thing, with everything else, the power, the money, and everything else. And he got in that ring with Douglas and didn't even fight Douglas the way Tyson fights. And then the one time he hit Douglas back, they gave Douglas a 15 count. Now watch the fight and see watch the fight and see if it was an 8 count. If you
compare knockdowns, though, who was in worse shape? Tyson was. He was in much worse shape than Douglas was.
Tyson was mental then.
Tyson was done in that fight. If that fight continued, he was gonna get stuck at that point. He was messed up.
Mental then. He wanted to lose. They gave that fight to Douglas. And I'm mad at him. I love Tyson to death, but I'm mad that he gave that fight away the way he did. Watch the fight.
I know. I've seen the fight a million times.
And count it.
I've seen it.
Was it an 8 count when Douglas
No, it was a long count. It was a long count.
Then the fight was over.
It was a long count.
And the fight was over.
But again, Tyson was in much worse shape. The referee waved it off because Tyson was looking like, That's why they stopped the fight. Douglas got up. I mean, it was late, but he got up.
He got up 20 seconds, 15, 20 seconds later.
Come on, man.
It is what it is. Tyson gave him the fight because he felt bad for the guy. He lost his mom.
So Tyson lost on purpose.
Of course he did. He didn't fight him the whole fight. He didn't fight Tyson. Watch the fight. He didn't fight a Tyson fight. Son.
I understand that. I get the Tyson, but Tyson wasn't prepared.
Felt bad for the cat.
No, Tyson was not training. He was on drugs. It is what it is. Tyson was past his prime, and he wasn't taking the sport seriously. He lost because he was past his prime.
Tell your fans we're gonna watch this fight.
They hear you. You telling me like they watching you.
We're gonna watch this fight together, and we're gonna commentate this fight together, and we're gonna dissect this fight together, and we're gonna go word for word, round for round, and then we're going to tell her the tape will be there.
Tyson was only 23.
You tell me if I'm wrong. You tell me if I'm wrong.
But Tyson was already past it at that point because he wasn't taking the sport seriously. We're going to watch
this fight together. Set up a date. We're going to all watch this fight
He was
together.
all into the game, man.
Son.
He was gone.
Set up a date. We're going to all watch this fight together. How about that?
All right.
Case closed. You won't be mad.
I know. Listen, I already know how you feel because I felt the same way until I started watching the fight and realizing what Tyson was at that point in his career. He wasn't the same Tyson. He wasn't hungry no more. He was on drugs. He wasn't training. You saw the difference in him in his fights. He wasn't the same fighter. Not just the Buster Douglas fight. Not just that fight. Prime Mike Tyson, 20 years old, 19, 20-year-old Tyson was much. If we're talking about 88, 89 Tyson, he was much better than what he was by the time he fought Buster Douglas.
No. What I'm saying to you is that I respect Tyson. You know why I respect him? Because the man got.
He's my favorite fighter too.
He didn't want to beat the man up after he just lost his mother.
So Mike lost on purpose.
Am I stuttering?
Oh God.
Oh, God. He didn't even fight him.
All right.
We're going to watch the fight together.
We're going to have a Tyson day. And we're going to do...
No, we're going to do a Buster Douglas Tyson fight today. And we're going to do pros. Because these guys are smart. Yo, I'm going to say this.
All right.
You BoxingWave fans are just as professional as all of us about fighting. And we're going to watch this fight together. You guys know what you're talking about because I watch your comments, I watch your commentary. You know what you're talking about. We're going to watch this together.